Hello, hello, hello to my sister girl and my brother friend. Welcome back to another therapy session. I am your girl, Emajah Amil, your soulful accountability partner. And today we are going to take one step forward. I'm looking for somebody I can call. Looking for the only one I can get my own. Tell me that. And I hope that it has been a prosperous week for you guys. And even if it was a challenging week, I hope that you give yourself grace because you are still standing strong, standing tall, and standing brave today. I'm so excited for this conversation because if it's not one thing that I stand for, is to respect where you are, respect your current position in life. And sometimes I feel that if there's a lot of tension, if there's a lot of blockages in your path right now, have you double checked and asked yourself, well, are you living in your current reality or are you wearing rose colored glasses? The best thing for you to do is to be honest with where you are, because if you're honest with yourself, you're able to make actual movements. This conversation specifically is for you if you want movement, but you want a lot of quick movement. This video is for you if you're not always as present with the time as much as you could be, as much as you know that you should be. And also, you are always looking towards the future. Always looking towards the future is no bueno, porque you never acknowledge the beauty of what could be today. And so I am 21, y'all. For those who don't know, I've always wanted movement, always wanted growth, always wanted success. But I have not always paid attention to my current situation. I've always kind of wore rose-colored glasses, and to a certain extent, it helped me. Sometimes living in the non-reality helped bring the things that I wanted to my reality. But once you get to a certain point, you realize that that is not a healthy way to do things, nor is it a way that's going to lead to sustainability. From my experiences of always just wanting to move forward and always wanting to outgrow, I want to give you guys some golden nuggets that maybe you can add to your life. The first thing that I want to talk about, which was really hard for me to learn and understand when it comes to respecting my position, respecting where I'm at, is because no matter where I seem to be, I worked hard to get there. I, for a long time, was ignorant to the blessings that I've created, because sometimes blessings happen so swiftly and you don't realize, man, I've actually been through a lot to get here. I actually did a lot. I overcame a lot to get here. And now, once you're in this position, I don't know why we have it in our mind that it's going to be an ending. I don't know why we have it in our mind that once we get the car, I'm going to have all my answers. Once we get the house, I'm going to have all the answers, because it's like once you move on to that next thing, is you now have to figure out how to maximize the potential and the opportunity in that circumstance. The number one point is you worked hard to get to where you're at. So even though it's not easy as you thought, and even though happiness wasn't as instant and as automatic that you thought it would become, why is it that you don't enjoy what you worked for, no matter the fact? But once you get to that next level for you, what I learned is that it's not just about the next level. It's about how are you going to act, and how are you going to take up space in this new level to continue to create the reality that you want to create. Once you get to this new level, are you just going to become lazy? Once you get to this level, are you going to stop reading? Are you going to stop doing the things that got you to this level? Are you going to stop hustling as hard? Are you going to let up? And that is an important fact, because if you get to another point and you feel like it's unfulfillment, wanting for more, you wishing for more, you already manifesting the next thing. I'm sure that if you ask yourself right now, were you doing all that you could to create the life that you want to live? And you said no. And that is why It's blockages, right? We cannot express how important it is to continue to be your best version as each level you come up. Don't come to a new space and just think that okay, everything is going to work out, and the blessing, the opportunity, the laughter is going to come to me. You have to still choose everything. You have to continue to choose to be happy. You have to continue to choose to be proactive. You have to continue to choose to bring the environment into everything that you wanted it to be. That's so important. And what I learned, because if you don't, you will continue to be in this cycle of stress and anxiety. And I was listening to Eric Thomas, and he said he wake up every morning and he say he blessed, but he don't say he blessed because he got a nice car, a nice house, because he got a pool. He says he blessed because he's able to rest. He say he blessed because he doesn't have that stress, that pressure. You know what I mean? That anxiety, that worrisome. You know, all of that are emotions that we choose. So if you could try to get some true rest and stop being filled with anxiety, and stop choosing anxiety, stop choosing to worry, and choose to be happy, choose to be proactive, choose to be the greatest, and choose to put that work in, I promise you, you will see yourself somewhere where you never thought you would be before, without you having to count every step you took to get there. And yes, having goals is important. Having goals gives you the reason to go forward and to want more in life, but everything in moderation, everything in balance. You can't get a new car and then as soon as you get a new car, you're like, okay, I want to get another car. This might be something that's going to catapult me to being more, being that, and no, it actually just detoured me and distracted me because I was focusing just simply on the wrong thing, you know? So my point is, if you get a car and the first thing you do is want to get gadgets and stuff like that, that's on you. But why not get a car and the first thing you do is get a tune-up? Why not get it completely looked at, make sure everything is good, make sure you got your oil changed, because you could drive a car fresh off the lot and it break down within 3 months, 6 months. So I think those are, when I talk about balance, is balance. You know what I mean? You have to be consistent with the internal responsibilities. Now, yes, I use the car, but internally, here's what I mean. Ask yourself this right now. Are you doing the best that you could do to make sure that your engine runs smoothly? That's what I'm asking you. Before you go ahead and dress up in nice clothes and jewelry and smell goods, are you fulfilling yourself as much as you need to energetically, so that your fuel is at full, not at half, and not at easy E? Because how are you going to continue to go after goal after goal after goal if you're not taking care of yourself during each step? You're going to burn out. You're not going to realize the blessing that is coming. You're not going to know how to maintain the blessing. Anything is not going to be a sustainable ending. So having goals is important, but making sure that you're taking care of your internal responsibilities, that's the forefront. Make sure that your engine is on go and that joint go vroom, vroom, vroom. You know what I mean? Not that joint go I'm a little weird, y'all. When you just wanting to move and you're not really enjoying where you are right now, probably it's because you're not doing the best you can for you. And even if you have other responsibilities, or even if you have other things that absolutely need your attention, just as they need your attention, self-care needs your attention. So why is it self-care gets put on the back end? You are heavily into your business and you got a lot of schoolwork, and sometimes it's hard for you to get up and do things for yourself because you actually got responsibilities and you got goals for your future that you need to maintain. That's great, but guess what? If you ain't get your hair done and you having that breakdown, all my ladies, you know how it is. You ain't get your hair done, wow, you gonna have a mental breakdown. Are you even gonna go to school? Are you gonna feel that you're able to pay attention to the classes if you feel like internally you ain't even matching it? Your professor is looking good. You ever notice that? They have a lot more work than what they give us, but We have to prioritize self-care, y'all. We have to prioritize the new time. A lot of times when we just out into rushing and moving is because we trying to think that happiness, the self-care is on the other side, but it's when you create it, it's where you create it. It's right now. And if you make it a habit, it's going to become you. The habit don't just come to you. You have to make the habit. You have to create that new way of life. You have to do your best to fuel yourself up internally. You got to make sure your engine is straight. And I promise you, once you start to do that, life will become less stressful. It will be. I can't explain how or why, but it just does. And the next thing I want to tell you guys, the last thing I want to tell you guys, in terms of respecting your position and moving forward in life with grace, moving forward in life with determination, with discernment, is that when you are focused, you are grateful, and when you are, like I said, giving your best to put your best foot forward to create the peace, you are going to be creating your blessing. Oh my God, y'all. That is a word right there. Your blessing, yes, we pray to God. God gives us blessings. But if we don't meet him halfway, or if we don't even meet him 75%, he is not gonna the blessing won't just fall onto your lap, y'all. You have to work 364 days a year. Continue to look for the future, because right now there is no future. There is no future. There is only right now. People can plan for 2026. What if it was a major earthquake? What if the world caught on fire? What if it was a major hurricane? Future isn't for sure. So are you going to base your life over what could be, or can you create the greatest version of you right now without having a fancy car and a fancy house and, you know, all that money? Hopefully, what we all want is happiness. We want the nice house because we think it's gonna make us happy. We want the nice car because we think it's gonna make us happy. We want to have money because we think it's gonna make us happy. And to a certain extent, all of that does make someone happy. But if you are not focused right now, if you are not grateful right now, if you're not trying to create peace right now, what seeds are you sowing if there is a future? If you're not doing what you wish to do right now, what are you doing? And what is that going to lead you? How is that going? If you're doing the same thing that you did before and it's leading you to the same place, how are you going? Where are you going? Nowhere. And guess what? Once you do things just naturally, and when you let things become of you, your reality becomes in more grace without stress. Can I tell you this real quick? The time is going to go. For sure, the time is going to go. My question for you is, how are you going to protect your emotions through this time? What if I told you, okay, it's guaranteed that you're going to make it? What if I tell you it's 100% guaranteed that you are going to be successful? Your version of success, you are going to be it. It's in, I'm an oracle. Okay, I see it in your future. I'm God. I'm telling you, as God, I'm telling you, I'm not. Okay, I'm not y'all, but I'm saying, okay, I am God. And I'm telling you, your future is destined. Nothing you can do, nothing you will do, nothing no one will or can or try will get in the way of you and your success. Will you still add stress on your life? Yep, probably so. Most people will still give themselves more stress by adding more pressure. Because here's my point with that. The time is going to go. Why put more pressure on your life if you're going to end up in the same space? Do that, like, y'all. Oh my God. God, y'all gotta hear me. You gotta hear me. If you in high school still and you want to go to college, right? You're going to get accepted to a college. Why are you putting the stress on yourself? Oh, what if I this? What if I don't? Why are you creating scenarios? If you know for a fact you won't get into college, even if you ain't gonna get into one you want to, you're going to get into one, and you're going to get the same education. And even if you won't get into one you want to, you get into this one, and then you could try again next year. So it's never an absolute ending. It's never an absolute no. So why add more pressure on your life if the time is going to go by? I think as a whole, we need to focus on creating less pressure and giving ourselves more grace. Because you give ourselves more grace, you give yourself more space to continue to manifest. Now, don't get me wrong, the Most High does come down, and sometimes people don't understand and truly get and know and respect the Most High until they are at rock bottom. So don't get me wrong at me saying all of this, meaning that you ain't going to have to reach rock bottom. At one point, you will have to reach rock bottom. It's in everybody, and I think that throughout our life, there will be multiple rock bottoms. But what I'm saying is, you're not there right now, and only focus on one thing at a time. If right now your focus is primarily in the future, and you could create something great right now, even if you got this, you got excuses, you got excuse B, you got excuse D, even if you got all the reasons in the world to do nothing, you have every reason to still do something. Do something productive, proactive, something that leads to progress, not something that just takes you through the same process. You want to have your time. I can't really express what I learned from putting less stress on my life, because the ending always ends up my initial manifestation. And I'm sure you could say the same. Think about it for a second. Have you ever had a time where it was like your blessing, you prayed for something, you went through a lot, and you ended up getting exactly what you prayed for, and it happened again, and it happened again, and it happened again. So you realize God hears you, and God answers your prayers. Why you put yourself through more stress? Yeah, the battles is going to be hard. So face the battle, but don't fight yourself through the battle. You fight the battle. Don't fight yourself in the battle. Your battle is that you feel locked up. You do stuff so that you can break free, but you don't blame yourself for being locked up. You don't blame your circumstance. You don't blame somebody else for being locked up. You don't blame your past. You don't blame your parents. You don't blame the Most High. Your power is only yours. Your power is in your awareness. Your power is in your actions. Your power is in your reaction. Your power is not in a dream. A dream is the idea of power, but power is in your physical manifestation. So physically, what are you doing to match that dream? What is up, y'all? If you made it this far, shout out to you. You truly a part of the squad. You already know what time it is. This is the You Deserve Your Flowers tribute. If you don't already know, which you should by now, this is your time to shine. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, all right? These questions are meant to spark something deep within you. And I want you to share the answers to these questions publicly in the comment section below. All right, normally I'm going to ask you something where it has to do with some type of transformation. And the reason being is because there are so many silent battles that we have to go through in life. And this is your time to tell us, what does it look like beyond the lens of you? And so now let's get into the first question. I want you to remember a time when you asked for something, when you are not really, quote unquote, happy for what you asked for. What did you do about that? What was your method of response? How did you handle that situation? Good or bad, let us know. And here is my second question. In response to the first question, so if something ever happened in your life where you asked for something and you ended up not being happy with what you got, what did you do? And was it of a positive force or of a negative force? And despite which way it was, how did it end up playing out, and how was the end result? Do you feel satisfied? Were you happy at the end? Were you not happy? Did you learn a lesson? What happened? Let me know down in the comment section below. All right, and I am going to share 2 of you guys to talk and let us know what's going on in our live tea talk every single Wednesday on Instagram. So thank you so much for staying through and staying tuned into all of the One Step Forward talk shows. And I wish you all the best in life. I cannot wait to see you next Monday for another live therapy session. So without further ado, y'all, that is it. I love you guys. Have a great day. Mwah. Peace.
overcame it.